This is a process. Buying a house is a process, and it's going to require time, going to require effort, and the fear of the unknown. You're going to have to jump in. There's always going to be unknowns in everything you do. And this is one of those where you have to just jump in with both feet and say, okay, let's do this. And the outcome may not be exactly the way I envisioned it and want it, but in the long run, it'll work out for you.
No pressure.
Howdy, it's Pete.
And I'm Mark, and we're the Real Estate Dream Team.
Oh my gosh, Mark, why the heck should they listen to yet another real estate podcast? Well, I will share my why, and that is we'd love to tell you how to get those keys the smart way.
And help you crank those gears that turn your dreams into homes.
There you go. Let's roll,
Let's
baby.
roll, baby.
Welcome back, everybody. So today's episode, if you're currently in limbo about buying a house, this episode's for you. So a lot of people, Bess, we come across are in this catch-22 cycle, right? Of should I buy a house? Should I not buy a house? Right? And in the meantime, life moves on.
Yes.
In the meantime, prices move on,
Prices,
rates change, et cetera, et cetera. So there's definitely downside to being in limbo. Being a consumer that's on the fence about should I own a house? Should I not own a house? There's a cost attached to that, and it's usually called opportunity cost.
What is that?
Right?
Indecision is a decision.
Right.
Right?
So if
Limbo.
you find yourself in that space where you're procrastinating, where you know rationally you should buy a house by now, but you haven't. Let's dive into some of those why that's the case and how can you
get unstuck?
Get unstuck, right?
How do you get unstuck from limbo?
For me on the financial side, I hear this in the last 3-4 years. I'm waiting for rates to come down. I'm waiting for the real estate crash. I'm waiting, all these things that the media out there and social influencers are saying are going to happen.
I'm waiting for lightning to be in a bottle or whatever.
I mean, in the meantime, home prices have kept going up. Rates have leveled out.
Yep.
But they are what they are.
They are what they are.
And the people that have bought houses are happy that they bought houses.
Yes.
So in the meantime, you're stuck still waiting for that day, the perfect time to buy a house. And there just isn't. In my 25 years of owning a house,
so you're saying we need to share with our crew maybe 5 ways to get unstuck?
Right.
How to walk themselves through maybe fears that's keeping them jailed in limbo. Is that what you're thinking?
And it's fear of missing out. It's fear of, timing the market. There's a lot of this. And on the finance side, I hear that a lot. And my mom told me a long time ago when I asked her, when should we have children? She said, there's never a good time.
Never a good time.
You just have to do it. And the same with a house. Much of your retirement wealth will eventually come from the house you own. And when you're currently renting, you're wasting time that you're never going to get back.
That whole compound interest thing.
You're never going to get it back. Every day that goes by, you're not taking advantage of that. It doesn't just
apply to a savings account. It actually applies to your house.
That's right. Even more.
Your future house.
Even more.
And your current
because you're
house.
talking about much larger dollar amounts.
Right.
Than a savings account.
Okay, so that's one talk track for yourself right there.
The rational financial side.
Is exactly. And that is dollars that you pay in rent. You're paying for the landlord's boat. You are not paying for your future you to have money to go sail around the Caribbean forever if you want. Or
that's right. That's just not going to happen unless you own a house. That's where most of today's retirement wealth is in their personal homes, not in their 401ks, not in Bitcoin.
Not in Bitcoin.
It's in their home. That's where it's tied up. And they did that because they bought a house when they were 25 or whatever, or 30, they bought their first house and went from one house to the next to the next. The average American buys 11 houses. Did you know that?
No kidding. I did not know that stat. Interesting.
Well, I take that back. I was wrong. They take out 11 mortgages because that's my business. The average homeowner takes out 11 mortgages. So that includes refinancing and things like that. But I would venture to say most people own probably 4 to 5 homes
that sounds reasonable.
in their lifetime.
Yeah.
Right. And because you keep going up in value, which in the end, at the very
Ladder.
end, you're going to live in
Value
this
ladder.
very expensive home, which pays you back a lot of money when you sell it to move into the retirement home. Right. Okay. So enough about that. What other procrastination or stuck events are there? Overthinking is another one, right?
Right. Okay, so overthinking, meaning, worrying, deep diving into all the things that could happen.
That's right.
Is that what you mean?
And talking yourself out of buying a house because of fear, right? Overthinking things to the point where, what if this happens and that happens? And,
Well, the
you know,
fact is, Mark, is that there is no perfect 10 house in existence for you right now.
yeah,
So when you're out looking for houses, if you're looking for the perfectly
you will
perfect,
learn
I
that.
promise you
Yeah.
right now,
You're never
you
going to find
will
it.
not ever find it. And if you don't, if you don't have that anchor mindset, and that is my perfect 10 house is not out there. Now, does your perfect 10 house exist? Yes. In the future, when you have keys and you can take that house, that address that you now call home, and you turn it into your perfect 10. But on the front end, and I've seen that over and over again with people, if we're not successful, it is because they have that Pinterest perfect in their head and they just cannot let it go. Because that is a lie you're telling yourself
It's a really
that
good
the
point.
perfect house exists.
That's a really good
It
point.
does not exist. Why? Because humans build houses, humans occupy houses, and I have yet to meet a single human that is exactly like any other human. So that
Yeah.
means your shade of perfect purple is different than
My shade.
your shade of
Right.
perfect purple. And
And even if you build a house, if you talk to people who have built their houses from scratch, right? They designed them. They were involved in every facet of the build of the finish out. They will tell you after a year of living there that they don't like this about their house and that
guilty,
about that house, right?
guilty.
And in my case, buying houses, I wanted a 7 or an 8 on the scale of 1 to 10,
Yeah.
right? And if it was 7 or 8, then I was like, okay, let's do this. But I can tell you after a year or two living there, I thought to myself, this is the wrong house. I need this and that and the other because your life changes.
And or you discovered
The
you're
way you
pregnant with
live,
twins or
right?
whatever
I mean,
might happen.
things
Yeah.
change and evolve, and that's the main reason why people buy another house after they bought their first house. So don't chase perfect and give up on good, right? So
That's definitely a limbo
buy
inducing
good.
mindset
Yeah.
is looking for that Pinterest perfect.
Also, to circle back, the overthinking the fear of owning a house, because owning a house comes with responsibilities. And some people,
Owning a car comes with responsibilities,
right,
having a kid, having a puppy, having a cat,
but
they come with responsibilities.
but people get stuck on, am I ready to take on that responsibility? Right. So my suggestion to you for that is, if that's really a big part of this procrastination, then you're probably not ready to buy a house. I don't know what your take would be. If that's part of their big holdback on buying a house, is I just don't know if I'm ready to take on the responsibility.
Fair enough. I'd say
Right.
my pushback is part of my process with my buyers is let's talk about your ideal life, because there is a housing type that will fit in most people's life. I think what gets is going circling back around to your overthinking. If you are thinking that your house has to be a single story with a picket fence on 123 Banana Street because all your friends live within
Right.
a quarter mile or a block of 123 Banana Street, but in 2 years, you're going to be whatever. You're going to be pursuing your doctorate in Chicago. I just pick something. Um, then then maybe that's what's putting you in limbo, and that is there's the house that you have been told or that you're Pinteresting. Maybe that's actually not the correct house right now for this
Right.
chapter of your life. there might be a different type. I mean, there's condos, there's townhomes, there's duplexes, quads,
And
there's
some have more maintenance than others, and
and that's what
right,
I'm getting to
right.
is that they all have different maintenance levels. There are turnkey properties. There's
And the
executive lots that
right,
have part of their HOA fee
right,
is full
maintaining.
exterior maintenance.
And
Yeah.
the good news for you that are stuck on that issue is there's plenty of professional help out there
Hmm.
for you to take care of your house, right?
Hmm.
Where you're not the one doing it,
Hmm.
you hire other people to do it,
So if
right?
maintenance is a fear and that's what's pushing you
Right,
into limbo is the tie down of maintenance, there
right,
are solutions,
right.
which might maybe lead us to the next limbo tie down,
Hmm.
if that's the way we're going, is lack of education. Not
Yeah,
to judge you,
yeah.
dear listener, uh, but
But you're
uh,
afraid because you don't know,
because
right?
you don't know.
Right.
And the absence of knowledge is fear. Is that
Yeah,
the right saying? I don't
100%.
know.
And you make it worse in your head than it really is.
For sure.
Just so talking to professionals about what does it mean to own a house may set the record straight and may enable you to make a
Mm-hmm.
decision on
Mm-hmm.
which way to go.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, because over like I one person in particular, one in particular, when we first started talking, adamant about having a townhome because of the low maintenance and all these things. And as we were talking, um, he did mention that he was probably going to be traveling within the next many years, but he understood the value of investing your dollars now and locking in the purchase price now and
yeah,
not waiting 2 years because the house
right.
minimum was gonna cost 10% more
Yeah,
than today.
yeah,
So what was the solution? I mean, ultimately, we ended up doing a condo in a high financially stable HOA, and the thinking was that when he was ready to go do his other pursuits, very easy to rent, and he was gonna get a long-term renter, so that was also dictated our placement. We decided to be near, a university
hmm,
because of the natural turnover rate of students and things like that. And students have parents. So generally, your rent and the likelihood of you getting paid, uh, very good,
yeah.
right? And so he
Help them
got
make
the
the
best of both worlds, but it took us a bit to talk about that because yes, at one point he was just like, "Well, ultimately, I think I'm really going to pursue this doctorate,
right.
so maybe I shouldn't be buying right now." So he almost went into the world of limbo and dollars gone forever and ever. But instead of talking strategically, frankly, him taking the time to educate himself, he enabled his future self to say thank you
Right,
by way of locking in the purchase
right.
of the property at this rate and not the future rate.
And if it feels overwhelming, that's another reason why people, stop buying is because they get overwhelmed.
Hmm.
They get overwhelmed with all the different aspects of owning a house, of finding the house in the first
There's
place,
steps.
right? And it's usually because you're trying to find the answers on your own. That's usually when you get
Good
overwhelmed,
point.
right?
Hmm.
So have a board of directors that helps you analyze the information
So a team
because you can find all kinds of answers online
for sure.
that are probably not correct, right?
Right.
For
Well,
your
they may
local
apply to
market,
Connecticut, but maybe
right?
not
They're not
Texas.
right. And so talking to professionals, talking to family members, talking things through can help you better understand
Hmm.
and come to a better decision than just finding the answers on your own, trying to
Hmm.
do it all on your own,
Hmm.
right? And getting stuck in all the things, right? Because this is a process. Buying a house is a process and it's going to require time, it's going to require effort, and the fear of the unknown, you're going to have to jump in.
Hmm.
There's always going to be unknowns in everything you do. And this is one of those where you have to just jump in with both feet and say, okay, let's do this.
Hmm.
And the outcome may not be exactly the way I envisioned it and want it,
Hmm.
but in the long run, it's going to pan out. It's going to
So
work out for you. So,
amen. But here's a wild card to throw in here, and that is Mark and I have been talking in the singular POV, and that is as if there was a solo person
right,
making all these decisions. Often it's couples
right,
that are making these decisions. And that I bring that up because that also will accidentally push you into the la la land limbo world. And that is if one partner is not being fearlessly truthful with the other. We've all been in these relationships. If you
Yes.
say you have not, then you're lying to yourself. And that is, it seems like in every relationship, there's the peacekeeper and then there's the bull in the china shop. And I'm saying extremes, but
It can be.
there's
Yeah.
degrees in
You're
there,
right.
right? And you
The dominant and the more submit. Yeah.
fair enough, right?
Right.
And so but both of y'all have to care about each other enough to, especially when it comes to figuring out your housing situation,
Yeah.
be it renting or investing in your future self, i.e. buying, is vulnerably truthful. What are your highest and biggest needs that you need this new housing situation to fulfill for you?
Right.
Um,
And then come together.
and
Right.
then come
Make up
together on a
individual
solution.
mind. And that's what Bess has this system of saying to our buyers, if you individually come to the same number on a scale of where this house is that we're looking at, then make an
We're
offer.
in alignment.
You're in
You
alignment with
got to
each
be in
other. If you're close enough
alignment.
on the number, then you're in alignment. And the alignment part is hard to get to because you have to be vulnerable,
Hmm.
right? And you have to lay your cards on the table,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And that can be sometimes
And if you
difficult.
can't meet in alignment, but you do want to continue to be a partnership,
Right.
then you're automatically going to shove yourselves back into the world of limbo, of indecisiveness,
Right.
of the no decision being the
So there
decision
has
of
to be
continuing to toss money into the wind.
there has to be compromise. So as a partnership, you have to come to a compromise. Both of you are not going to get everything you want in the
Right.
house, right?
But can you get can y'all each get your top 3
Right. I was going to
must-haves?
say
Absolutely. I will
2
say
or
that
3
absolutely.
top halves that
Mhm.
you both
Must-haves.
must have that you
Yeah.
both can
And
agree.
and here's a bonus tip, um, that might be a little bit of an outlier. I'll let you in a little bit on my process, and that is, um, can you both find a place that eliminates your deal breakers?
Yes.
Yes.
Love
Okay. And
that.
that would
Yes.
be maybe where maybe
Love
it's
that.
not, and that's how you compromise. And that is we're both in agreement that these are my 2 deal breakers.
Right.
These are your 2 deal. So with those
You
4
have
deal
those in
breakers,
common.
we can actually
Right.
find a home that does not have those 4 deal breakers. And is best, what the heck is a deal breaker? I do not want a pool. I do not want to be across from an elementary school. I do not want to be
On a
near.
busy street.
I do not want to be on a busy street. I do not want to be near a fire station. Believe it or not, side note, just okay, because I tangent queen. I actually have had some people say that that was one of the things they did want
Yeah.
after going through Alaska.
Yeah.
They noticed that, gosh, all the fire stations never were out of power. So therefore, moving forward, we must have a house
Wow.
on the same power grid
That's
as
pretty
a
out
fire
there. That's
station.
pretty out there.
Okay, there you go. Uh,
Mine was like if the property doesn't have any trees, I just can't
Deal
do it.
breaker.
I can't do it. No,
But
sorry.
you hear us. And so I would say that's what most often pushes well-intentioned
So
partners to shove each other back into limbo after deciding that yes, as a couple they wanted to hug their future selves and have that equity and have that future harvest by way of purchasing a home. They end up not because
so
they end up not
focus
being truthful to each other, what their
focusing
priorities
instead
are.
of focusing on what you want, focus on what you both can agree on you don't want.
Correct.
Start with the
There you go.
things you
There's
have in
Bess's
common
inside scoop of
and work
success.
from there,
A home
right?
hack.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Deal breakers. Deal breakers are ultimately drivers in real estate purchases.
So
Not fun to talk about. Not really a Zillow
well,
item of sorts,
but a lot of
it's
people
the
are
truth.
a lot of people are in this limbo, right? Where they keep going back to I should be buying, and then they put it off. And why is that? So that's what we were hoping to achieve with this podcast today is
Mhm.
kind of give you some tips on, how to do that. Best of all, ask people to help you. Number one. Yeah,
Educate yourself.
I feel I'm stuck in this limbo
Mhm.
and I don't want to be. What should I do? Give me some,
Right. So I guess that's it. To wrap it all up, how to get yourself unstuck, how to get out of limbo. Number one, get educated. Number two, get painfully honest with yourself. Really, what is the goal here with your life this year, next year, 5 years
Right.
from now? Because that is part of the process. And number three, uh, start looking around and finding full time professionals to be on your new home team
Yeah.
because that together gets you to the finish line, which is hallelujah, no limbo. Hallelujah, future harvest, i.e., the equity you've built in that
Yeah.
fabulous new home. So, those are all part of the critical gears to get you there.
There you have it. Hope to see you guys next time.